Welcome back to Torment. I've actually thought about who to accuse of the murder, and I've come to a decision. But before we do that,
One moment, and it's done.
let's go in here and try to deal with this quest. Okay. If I encounter anything suspicious, huh?
All right.
Well, before I talk to anybody else, let's just do a lap around the place. What is this? Ooh, ghostly woman. There we go. You draw closer, but the wispy form of the woman in the booth does not clarify. You can hardly discern the details of her ghostly face, and you hear a chorus of whispering female voices that swarm around her like chance moths. You peer more closely at her, and she takes no notice of you. Her features are those of a teenage woman, leaving childhood behind. Your memory sparks faintly. These clothes look familiar to you. Wait, they're familiar because they were the fashion in Saga's Cliffs 9 centuries ago, and your mind has dredged that association from its depths. They brush against your mind just below the level of conscious thought. You hear them, but not with your ears. You can make out snatches of the whispers in your mind. You killed me, created me, never wanted to die. Can I get any more? Unmade me, only wanted peace. Your fault I live. Alright, that's all I get. Who are you? She has been ignoring you, but without a transitional state, her face is suddenly and furiously focused on yours. Another flicker, and her hands wrap around your throat. Ghost or not, her fingers are very real, and they are choking the life from you. Well, at this point, I'm very happy that I just increased my might pool recently, because I'm going to need it. I could have actually had Ericus do it. I figured it would have to be me since I was the one being strangled, but I guess not. You manage to wrest her fingers from your throat, and you hurl her away. You come up in a crouch, ready for another attack, but she is looking away from you, as if nothing had happened. Do I have to do another one of those? Yeah, okay. I don't really want her to let her strangle me, or do I? I'll have Ericus do it this time. So there's nothing else to be done with her unless I let her strangle me. But if I die, it might... Oh, Ericus is up a level, huh? I didn't... Oh, I leveled her, Rin up, but I guess I forgot to level Ericus up. I'm a dumbass, okay. Let's increase his might edge some more. Nice. I'm afraid if I let her strangle me, which will kill me and send me back to the labyrinth, it might trigger another day passing, and someone else might get killed by the murderer. So I don't want to do that until after I accuse someone.
Learning begets doing. Or is it the other way?
These pipes are pumping fluid from somewhere outside the bar. Someone added the spigots later, so the fluids probably weren't intended for drinking.
All right, Rin. You can do this.
Maybe I should tell Dama about the ghost woman. I think I may have a lead on the identity of the adversary. I am grateful for your help, friend. Tell me your suspicions, and I'll see if I can confirm or allay them for you. There's a strange, ghostly woman over there.
I'll remember that.
Ah, yes. While she's unpredictable and possibly dangerous, she's not an adversary. We've tried to remove her before, yet she always returns. Rather than risk any damage, we just stay out of her way. I'd advise you do the same. I talked to a being called O. Definitely not human.
Making a note.
I haven't sensed O's presence and reached out to it with my mind. It's not an adversary. I have sensed O's presence and reached out to it with my mind. It's not an adversary. It's, well, I don't know how to describe it. But rest easy, because O probably won't destroy you. Probably. The man in the yellow shirt who changed his shape. What about him? It was a... Right. So Sir Arthur, I don't think he's the one, but who knows?
I'll remember that.
Sir Arthur? No. He's a wanderer and a collector of knowledge, but his interest appears to be entirely beneficent. He's a strange one, it's true, but no, he's not the adversary. Man in the yellow shirt changed his shape. What about him?
Making a note.
That poor, lost soul is not the adversary. He has been trapped in the form of an abacus, but it's not an abacus himself. Do not fear him. Pity him. Could it be Clarion?
Making a note.
He bursts out laughing. I understand that her devotion to destruction might make her seem a monster, but like the rest of us, she is merely human. Okay.
Yeah, that's something I could do. Learning begets doing. Or is it the other way?
We get a drink. Chancy drinks, huh? He raises an eyebrow, and a heavy glass veers over to the tap. The tap opens, filling the glass with an effervescent pink slop, and the glass drifts over to you. Variac dusts off his hands, theatrically, though they never touch your glass. He grins. Drink carefully, don't overdo. But you have already quaffed it. It is thick and flavorless, but its effects are fast-acting. Your muscles seize, including your heart. Death snatches you so abruptly that you hardly notice its transition. Well, alright. Shit, I hope no one else dies.
Can't die. Yes. Now.
Empty reflection. A woman-shaped hole in the air stands before you, her palms outstretched, and you sense something different. A smell, if emotions can smell. It is sharp confusion and a sense of displacement. Somehow, this woman shape knows she does not belong here in your mind.
I'll remember that.
Oh, says the specter, strolling up beside you. A reflection from a different cast-off, isn't it? He studies the outlines of outstretched hands. She's lost something, he says after a moment. Something out in the world that she misplaced, or was taken from her. If you want to draw her here, you'll have to find it. You turn back to the woman-shaped void. She continues to face you, hands held out imploringly, ignoring the specter completely. What is it that you want? For a second, another outline flickers in her outstretched hands, a box, or a cube-like shape. Then it is gone, and it doesn't return. Who are you? The woman-shaped void does not respond in any way. The tides within you, however, do. You feel them uncoiling from you, reaching into the gap for whatever is lost within. Perhaps you can use them to pull the woman into being. I wouldn't, he says conversationally. I mean, it'll probably work, but there's no telling what'll happen. Just off the top of my head, it might give you the worst headache you've ever had. But it would probably be worse than that. Let's do it. You plunge your mind into the frozen void before you, looking for the source of this reflection. There, a star shines in a cold, crumbling bastion, far along the forgotten borders of the labyrinth. Without thinking, you tangle your thoughts around it, her, and pull her back into your mind. The woman hurtles out of the icy dark, eyes wide and bloodshot, filling the outline until the outline is her. She stumbles into your labyrinth, wincing, hugging herself. Oh, the specter says, turning from the stunned woman. You did it anyway. Okay, I'll give you two some room to talk. Something is wrong. She clutches her face, gasping, fingers digging into her scalp, baring her teeth like a wounded animal. Hurts, is all she says. Are you alright? She shakes her head, tangling her fingers into her hair. It comes loose in her grip, like dead grass. You tore me loose. Can't be here. No link. The air hurts. Eats. Focus. I need to know about your father, the cast-off. Orciolo, she says, her staring eyes finding you. Her voice is a whisper, rough as broken glass. Cast-off. I was hearing voices telling me to be... She doubles over, coughing, clutching her belly, telling me to be someone else. He found me, helped me. Line of blood runs from an open wound in her hairline and down her cheek. Then, one day, the house fell on me. He wanted... She gasps, and a tear slices down her other cheek. Wanted to die.
Making a note.
She falls silent, but you don't need to be told what happened next. You've seen the statue, after all. It was grief that drove Orciolo to seek death in the sorrow's arms. Dark red blood seeps through the woman's clothes, and she reaches out for you. Blisters rise on her forearms in a stripped flood. I have everything I need. How do I send you back? In response, she gurgles as great bloody rifts split her arms, bite through her shoulders, and cut her throat. Her eyes bulge and burst. Orciolo's daughter falls apart in a mangled jumble of limbs. Well, damn. I probably could have done that in a less messy fashion. Oops.
All right.
Sorry about that. My bad. I should have just left and looked for the cube-like shape. Well, hopefully nobody was murdered.
Adventure
Yes. Now.
The armies of the first cast-off. They have never been friends of the people of Sagas Cliffs, she frowns. The first cast-off is long dead, but still her forces hold a grudge against her sire and his patron city.
Like a whisper.
Interesting. I don't see anything
Fine.
else off around here. Oh, almost the Soul Keeper.
You bet.
For a moment, you are not entirely sure if you look upon a construct or a human. The plastic sheen of this pale man's skin suggests artificiality, but if he is a construct, he is so cunningly constructed, so close to the human baseline that the illusion is nearly perfect, except his head is a trifle too large. His eyes black buttons. Then you realize the truth. He is a visitant, his home many millions of miles distant. Almas, my name. How did you get here? He looks around. Not my time. Excuse me. Not my place. Yet when the connection to home broke, a beacon shone here. 5 minds drew me, a light in darkness. They were not a light to understand. They were safety, surety. While in you whom I find, in this place I have clear thoughts, untarnished. What can you tell me of yourself? He lifts his great head slowly and fixes you with a dolorous gaze. I am Almas. I am the keeper of souls, last of my kind, only survivor of a civilization that spanned time and space. Now they are gone, their stars black. Reality's winds carry me. He turns his head back toward his drink. What happened to your people? The highest caste of power controlled we minds, ideas, for all souls of empire. The great web we wove, shining with power, but other nodes. They winked away, until only I remain. His fingers drum on the tabletop. An image of my people I carry, but no place to make it real. Our domain, lost. I, alone, and paralyzed with indecision and fear. Did I destroy them? I was not discontented. Or was I? How did your civilization die? A doubt arose. It took seed, took flight. These thoughts connected to our network. These questions spread like disease. Trust, mistrust, rooted. Nodes decohered. Without nodes, without control of dreams, the civilization falls. And then, they are gone. I alone remain. What was the doubt that destroyed your civilization? I do not know. I do not recall. I know. I recall. Perhaps I can help. Tell me more of your people. We were gracious autarchs, grinning souls of architecture, children of the stars. Those under our control lived as we bade, controlled them, directed them. We gave them happiness, gave them thoughts, gave hope or took hope away. A place of relentless peace and prosperity under our rule. We saw possibilities, limitless our potential. How can you not remember the destruction of your civilization? It was sudden. I watched it decohere, the stars winking black. I witnessed, a voyeur to utter destruction. I found its beauty before I knew, marveled at its artistry. I saw more, felt less, and then it was gone. I questioned the early blackness. I saw it, and I did nothing. It was an emptiness, a sadness. I denied its presence. When it spread, I watched. I did not know. I want to help you understand what happened to your people. Let us talk about it. He doesn't express gratitude at your offer. Indeed, he seems to shrink away from you, but then pulls himself upright. I am ready. Oh shit, I have no pool to work with. Hold on. Try to remember the doubt. Oh, I could have used someone else too, huh? She's pretty high to begin with. She can go up to 85%. If I use all mine, I can get to 100. Let's use red. Shit. Alright. I'll use this. Do you think I have not tried? He looks down at his hands, and a small simulation of stars winks into being. He studies them, watching them spin, and he closes his eyes. The stars in his hand begin to wink out. No, that is not true. I have tried. Do I know, you ask? I know, I recall. I do. Yes, it was my doubt, mine. My question. I asked only, what if our way is not best? What if our people have desires of their own, wants that we do not give? He places a single hand across his eyes and then slowly slides it away. The others began to see and question. Questions gave way to self-doubt. Self-doubt gave way to self-hate. I wanted only to know, what is best? How do we become better? Not to tear us down, but I shone a bright light on behavior, on truth. But our center could not hold under the truth. His wet, terrified eyes fix on yours. Was I to blame? Is civilization's end fixed on me? In dreams I see their faces, but not their minds. Tell me truly, is the fault mine? Erase the doubt. No. Questions will make you stronger. His eyes flare, and the tears building within them vanish, replaced by a gleaming hardness. Yes. He whispers, yes. He slaps his hands upon the table. Yes. He grabs your shoulders. Connection restores itself. Doubt and fault. Mine. A new civilization we build. Snatch old threads. Place new minds. Extinction? Death? No. Immortality. Through time I shall return. Across space I will travel, stepping through this shallow reality into a place where our beliefs are true and solid. This test I pass. His smile is anything but friendly. And rule I shall. Oh shit, what did I just unleash? He steps away from the table and holds his hands out, palms skyward. Rainbows coalesce around him. An image echoes in your mind, fears and fetters, an unhesitating rule of annihilating will, subsuming individuality under a blanket of enforced vision. You do not see a web of connections, as he described. You see a net, a noose choking out the lives of millions. He turns away from you, dismissing you.
Learning begets doing.
Well, shit.
Is it the other way?
I helped him out, but I don't think that was a very good thing. Almost the Soul Keeper. What about him? He shakes his head. His is a tale of personal tragedy and sorrow. Though perhaps the end result is not the worst for the people under his cast's titular care, but he is not the adversary.
If you think that's best.
Yes. Now.
I don't see anything else in here. Interesting.
Action! Here I come!
Do I have to drink one of the drinks to let me see something I couldn't see before? You know, before I mess around with that some more, let's just go ahead and accuse someone of murder. I hope no one else was murdered in the time I was in the Cast-Off's Labyrinth. No one's come running to tell me, oh shit, there's been another murder, so I think I'm good.
Well, I'm sorry you're sorry. Are you sad? We should shake that out of you. Oh, there you go. All cured.
Ericus, you silly bugger. Alright, so we have three possibilities. Gazay, Kiatawa, and Mala. Gazay, I'm going to eliminate immediately. I think that's the easiest one to eliminate. Reason being, Gazay was very adamant and very passionate about the fact to him, to Gazay, killing people was not it's not murder, as long as you consume their whole body. And I know that Gazay is telling the truth because of scanning the thoughts and how excited Gazay was when I agreed and I understood what Gazay was talking about. And at the crime scene, there was a hand left, and Gazay would have never left any body part. So that leaves Mallet and Kiatawa. Mallet seems like the choice at first, because Mallet is violent, acts hastily, and Mallet had a grudge against Folsom's protege. And he's even admitted to killing someone, although only one person. However,
I'm feeling a bit tarnished.
Mallet never denied. If he was the guilty one, I would think he would have denied his grudge or tried to cover up his grudge against Folsom's protege, because obviously it cast suspicion on him. He was very open about it. I didn't even have to press him for it. He volunteered that information. And when I found out from Kiatawa that he had killed someone, and I asked him about it, he didn't try to deny it. He immediately owned up to it and told me about it. Kiatawa, secretive, has been known to eat
She knows the way.
We know that she sometimes eats bodies on her own, as does Mallet, I guess. Doesn't feel like she belongs in this place. And when confronted about her eating habits, she got very defensive and tried to evade the question. She seems like the most logical person to be a member of the Endless Gate. So I guess I need to talk to Folsom. I think that's who I talked to accuse someone. I'm pretty sure it's Kiatawa. I know who the murderer is. Do you? He says, a gleam in his eye. Tell me. The young woman, Kiyatawa.
Making a note.
Interesting, he says. A quiet woman, somewhat fragile. I have sensed instability in her, but not the aptitude for violence. I will be interested to learn what my people can extract from her. He signals to his bodyguards. They slip from his side and flit toward the Dendro or her chapel at a flat run. Sometime later, the bodyguards race back to Folsom's side. One of them whispers in his ear, and he nods. Kiyatawa was already gone, he says. She must have suspected you were close to proving her guilt. At least she has fled, and I doubt she'll return. He growls deep in his throat. If you ever see her again, feel free to do the same thing to her that she did to my people. He gestures to one of his bodyguards, and she hastens forward with your reward. Folsom looks away. What did I get? Looks like I got 100 shins. Okay.
I think that's best.
I should probably talk to Imbitu again. See if I can explain my reasoning to him. Or what he has to say about Kiyatawa running away. I'm pretty sure I made the right decision.
Doing begets learning, I guess.
He stares into the middle distance, gaunt and haunted. It was Kiyatawa, he says. She fled just before Folsom's enforcers arrived. I should have known. I wish I'd known. She tasted of fear and sorrow, but never rage. Never that kind of hunger. How do you think Kiyatawa discovered the Endless Gate? We were so proud, he says, his usual cheer deserting him. We chased the children of the Endless Gate from Sagas, never considering that they might bear a grudge, that they might return. He looks at the oily ceiling. There's a sickness in them, a contagious one. I could only imagine that one of them returned to Sagas Cliffs and died here, perhaps on purpose. Kiyatawa discovered the corpse, devoured it, and heard the song that spills from the Endless Gate. Oh shit, that makes sense now. That's right, she heard things when she ate a body that she didn't like, and that bothered her. I bet that was it. Alright. Farewell.
Notice I'm gone.
Well, I got experience and a little bit of money for that, so.
Alright.
Job well done. Let's go talk to the sculptor. I should be able to help him finish his sculpture now.
On it.
At least no one else got killed. In the future, if I replay this game, which I may very well, I'm going to try to solve this murder all in one day without ever resting and see if I can save Crooked Keep. I'm still pissed Crooked Keep died. I wanted to fish out some more stuff for her so she could eat. Man. Well, I guess she'll never have to go hungry again.
Why, of course. Eratus, Eratus, Eratus. Yes, Eratus? I was just thinking how wonderful it would be if there were 3 of us.
Oh man, Eratus, you're the best.
Our bonds.
Zeophi's red-rimmed eyes narrow as you approach. You've learned something of my subject. Why did he go willingly into his murderer's arms? Tell me. Leave nothing out. He knows something. I can see it on his face. I could lie. His daughter was, but I'm not going to. His daughter was killed when their home collapsed. Grief drove him to seek his own death.
Making a note.
Grief! Zeofi shouts, lunging at his near sculpture. He was ruled by sorrow, and the creature killed him. Did he call to her? Was it anger? No. Resignation? Madness! Carving, scraping, shouting, and muttering, Zeofi has clearly forgotten you are here, except for one detail. His hand gropes clumsily in his pocket, retrieves a pouch, and thrusts it at you. Gained item, Spirit Shroud. Spirit Shroud. Only usable by last cast off. 1 damage by energy, chemical, mental, or transdimensional damage confers Spirit Shroud. Plus 15% evasion, active 1 round, and it gives 2 resistance constantly. The garment has no defined edges, like a wrapping cover, but someone fitted onto it a dozen crude metal hooking fasteners. When properly draped over one's outer clothing, the fasteners provide a weather-type overlap. Ethereal and mist-like, the shroud's almost non-color nonetheless reflects a vibrant white, not unlike the snow and ice it protects against. It may well have been plundered from a grave, but the material seems new, spotless, and utterly devoid of wrinkles. Why anyone would want to protect the dead from the cold is a valid question. It will find better use amongst the living. Good luck and farewell. It's a little too bad. Only I can wear this. I would give one of these to one of the other characters, but they're both only usable by me. I would say this one is slightly better. The 15% on all tasks is better than the 15% evasion, but this one gives a constant 2 resistance, while this one only gives a 1 resistance. Okay. Alright, well, we finished off some quests. This is a good place to finish off for now. We'll probably go to Caravanserai next time. I know I have a couple quests there, so that would be a good place to go.